What's up, guys? This is Louis, and it's finally time for the Apple collection video. And I've been waiting so long to do this because it's so difficult to charge up all these devices and record a video. But today's the day. I'm doing it. So we're gonna start from the oldest and work our way to the newest. So starting off here, we have, actually that's not technically the oldest. This is technically the oldest. This is the, you can see my reflection there. This is the iPod 2G. It's still plugged into my computer because it needs, otherwise I'm afraid it's gonna die. It's only at 3%. It's running like a super, it's called White Door. It's like a weird iOS version. It's like skinned and everything. So yeah, that's iPod 2G first off. And then up next we have my prized possession, my iPhone first generation. So eventually I want to try to get this to iOS 1.0, but that's very difficult to do. So there's my iPhone 2G in all its glory. Yeah, I keep it in this little bag because I don't want anything to happen to it. So I'm just gonna put that right back in there. I don't set this on any surface that is not in this bag. And then I wrap it in a paper towel and another one and put it in a Ziploc and put it in a drawer. So take care of your phones, people, especially old ones. So that's 2G. Then we have the iPhone 3G. I'm currently trying to get Android installed on this. So that is gonna be a really fun video if I ever get that successfully done. So yeah, that's iPhone 3G. Let's see how much space we have on this. iPhone 3G, 16 gigabyte. So there we go, the home button's starting to go on this guy. This is my sort of security experimentation phone. So yeah, it's in pretty good condition. I forgot to charge this one, but this is my iPhone 3GS in near mint condition. The scratches really show up on camera, but in person, it's like really shiny and smooth still. So yeah, this is my iPhone 3GS. So moving on to the iPhone 4 and 4Ss. So long story short, I have like a bunch of iPhone 4s all on iOS 5 that are worth like a good deal of money. So they're all in these packaged for long term. So I don't want to take them out and charge them up because of the hassle, and they all have like screen protectors and stuff on them. So I have 10 of those. If you want to see more detailed video on those, I have a video on my YouTube channel called I Bought 10 iPhones. So you can check that out. But we're gonna move on to, put a stack of them over here. We're gonna move on to 4Ss and stuff. Dude, this video was so much work. Okay, so we got a couple 4Ss here. We have this one on iOS 8.3. It's the only white iPhone I have that is working. So we have that. We have iPhone 4S on iOS 6.1.3. Oops, that was not in the camera at all. There we go. I believe these are all 16. Yep. So we have that one. And we have this one on, one's on iOS 8.1, I believe. We will check that. Yeah, iOS 8.1. There we go. We have this one. This one is on iOS 6.1.3 as well. This is an 8 gigabyte one. So I used to keep all my Spotify music on this one and have it docked to an iHome. I don't use an iHome anymore, but I always use that phone for that. So that's 4 iPhone 4Ss. I also have this iPhone 4S, which is iCloud locked, but I'm gonna get into this eventually. And I also have this mint condition iPhone 4S, which I keep in this case, like it's literally mint. Someone bought it and kept it in an OtterBox, not this one, but a different OtterBox and then forgot that they owned it. So eventually I'll break into this and get this one, I don't know, get this one, it's gonna be worth a lot of money once I get that fixed. And then we have an iPhone 5S, which is iCloud locked, as well as an iPhone 5C, which is iCloud locked. So that's all 4 iCloud locked phones I have. But then we're gonna get into the iPhone 5. Sorry. This phone, so 5S I also have, that is, it's not charged right now, but it has a passcode on it, but I know what the passcode is, but it has water damage. So as soon as I replace this screen, I can use that phone, but I've had it for like a year and a half and have not done anything. This is an iPhone 5C on iOS 10.3.3, which is the latest firmware. It's jailbroken, got some fun stuff. It's just fun messing around with this thing. So yeah, that's iPhone 5C. Best iPhone I've ever made, just kidding. Then we have iPhone 5 right here, and this thing, I've messed with this so much. It's fully like skinned and everything, and when it resprings, I can show you guys. When it resprings, it shows my face. So that was a fun project. So yeah, I learned a lot about the iPhone 5C this year doing stuff like this. So yeah, that's iPhone 5C, or not 5C, 5, just regular 5. This is my mom's old one. So, and some of these I have in cases just because I bring them around places and I don't want them to get broken or whatever. This is an iPhone 5 on iOS 9.3.5, which is pretty rare. I allowed it to be jailbroken, and I can run iOS 6 on this device as well, which is pretty fun. This is not an activated jailbreak right now though, so I can't do that right now, but it's like a near mint condition iPhone 5, so I should really put this in a case. So yeah, there's that. And then we have this iPhone 5S on, what is this on? I don't even remember. It's so hard to keep track. iPhone 5S 9.3.4. So what I used this phone for was, for a long time, this was what I recorded all the videos for this channel on. This is a blacklisted phone. It's got a bad ESN, so I cannot activate this on any carrier. So I just used it and that's why someone sold it for really cheap. So I was able to use it as like a cheap video camera, I guess, because it has a pretty good sensor because it's a 5S. Moving on to iPhone 6. We have this iPhone 6, which is on iOS 10.3.3, which there might be an untethered jailbreak for that, so that's why I have this on here. So I don't really use this thing because the battery is seriously messed up on this. It's like shot, so don't really use this one much, but it's in pretty good condition. We've got a small hairline crack sort of right there, but hardly noticeable. So we have that, iOS 10, and then we have this phone, which is an iPhone 6S on iOS 9.3.5, which is super rare, but it's like one of my prized possessions. It's 64 gigabyte. I would use it for like videotaping stuff because it can do 4K and everything, but it has like the battery is like seriously broken on this. It'll just reboot randomly even when you're recording a video, so I cannot use this to record videos, but it is a really good iPhone in really good condition on a really old firmware, so it's worth a lot of money that way. And then right here, this is my old phone, my iPhone SE, which is on iOS 10.3.3, jailbroken. Well, it's a tethered, semi-untethered, so I have to activate it with my computer. But more or less, it's a really good phone. It needs a new battery. I cycled it 667 times, so the battery's pretty garbage on this, but it's a nice phone as well. I sometimes record videos with this. the Face ID video I recorded with this. So yeah, there's that. And then we also have, that was plugged into my computer, iPhone 6 on iOS 10. This is not iOS 10, this is iOS 11. 11.3.1 because there's going to be a jailbreak coming out soon. This is a 64 gigabyte one. Yep. I'm guessing once I replace this screen, this will be my main recording phone. Currently I'm recording this video with the iPhone 10, but I don't really like doing that. I like using not my main phone to have a bunch of videos and stuff on because I don't need to delete them or offload them or whatever. So that's iPhone 6, iOS 11. I had this on iOS 12, I just downgraded it because I already made an iOS 12 video. Not sure when you'll see that, but it'll be up eventually. So that's it for iPhones. That's all the iPhones I have. But we're not even close to done. We have an iPad mini 1 here on iOS 6. Let me unlock this. Can't really be sharing my passcodes. It's an altered version of iOS 6. I have a weather app and stuff, but you get the whole deal. Yeah, this is just really nostalgic to use because, you know, back in the day when it was all this stuff. I don't know. This is really, it's just a fun little device. It's not really good on newer firmwares, but on iOS 6, this thing kind of flies. So that's my iPad mini 1, and I got this in a life-proof case, so if I want to record underwater videos or whatever, I can use this, but the camera's not super great on that. So that's my iPad mini 1. And after I got that iPad mini 1 a couple years ago, it wasn't meeting my requirements for speed. So I got this iPad mini 2, which I use. I fly my drone with this. Does not have Touch ID, that's the 3 and the 4. So this guy is 16 gigabytes and on 9.2. So I got a really good deal on this. The person who used this only charged it 4 times and then gave it to me. But it was iCloud locked. Well, they had their iCloud on it because it was the first time selling an iPad or whatever. So I was able to hack their iCloud off, and I made a video about it. So that's like a really popular video on this channel. And they also included this case, which is just like leather. It's like a $50 value. I looked it up. It's really nice. I love that case. And then we have my iPad 3. Make sure there's no sensitive notifications on the screen because I use this. So I don't have an iPad Pro or anything. Let me just get the brightness going here so we don't see as much of my reflection. So I don't have an iPad Pro or anything, but I just use this iPad 3 because it's got Retina screen, so I can watch 1080p stuff, and it doesn't like lag when watching videos or whatever. It's not really good for Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook or those sort of things, but it's just nice to, I message people on it, stuff like that. Getting kind of blown out here. I'm gonna lower the screen. Doesn't get the most bright, but it's a good device. I got it for 25 bucks on Craigslist, so that was a good purchase. And I've got it in this composition book pretend case. I don't know, I like it. Keeps people from knowing it's an iPad. Whoops, that almost fell on the floor. And then one of my other prized possessions is my iPad 1, first generation. So this guy is running iOS 5, and this is a 64 gigabyte cellular model, and you can see it's cellular because of this. And this is a thick iPad. This is thick. Let me just hold up like an iPhone 6 for comparison here. Like, it's thick. It's real thick. But there's almost no scratches on it. It's in really good condition. And I got this for 30 bucks on Craigslist. The guy who sold me this also sold me the other iPad for 25 bucks. He's like, hey, do you want this? And I was like, absolutely I do. So that's how I got this iPad. And you can actually use some of these apps still, like Netflix still works and stuff, but this thing is just really fun to use. So that's my iPad 1. And that is actually all of my iPads. But we are not done there. We have more Apple products. This is my MacBook 2006. The reason I have this is I got it for like checking emails and stuff a couple years ago, but the reason I don't still have it is because, let me see if I can just open this up here. Get to pick up the phone here. The reason I still have this is because it's for hacking older phones like the iPhone 3G, installing Android, stuff like that. You need an older computer because you need to run Windows XP or really old Mac, get a really old version of iTunes running on it. And I kept switching versions of iTunes on my computer until I started using this because it was just better. Next up, as you all probably know if you watch the channel a lot, is my MacBook Air 2015. I got this for college, so it's pretty much, I use this for literally anything and everything. I programmed on it all year, stuff like that. So I bring, pretty much if I leave the house, I bring this with me. Like fly my drone so I can review my footage on here with the memory cards reader and everything. It's just, and the battery life is just insane. It's just a great computer. I love this thing. And then we have the big boy. This, let me just give you some perspective here. It's roughly as big as my monitor. This is the rare 17-inch 2011 MacBook Pro. I don't really use this because it's massive and loud because it's got real fans in it, but it's like fast. I guess sometimes I watch like YouTube and stuff on it, but like I just use my main computer. But I refurbished this myself. My aunt actually gave this to me, but it's so big. So that is that. And I also have an Apple TV 4K, but I don't really, I'm not going to show that, but I will show you guys my list on, what's it called, on iCloud. So if we, oh yeah, I also have Series 2 Apple Watch. It's the only Apple Watch I have. So if we go into my iCloud settings here, you can see, let me just refocus this. These are all the devices that are new enough to show up in here. We of course have my iPhone 10 and I also have an iMac. I totally forgot about that till right now. That's boxed up in my closet though, I'm not getting that out. It's a 2007 iMac. Made a video about that too, if you want to go back to a couple months ago. But yeah, that is all of my Apple products. So I'm just gonna do a quick count here. I have 28 Apple products at the moment. The reason I say at the moment is because people just give me stuff, like this iPhone 6 I got for free, that 6S I got for free. People just give it to me if it's broken and I can fix it and make it my own. But that is my Apple collection video. Pretty long, but it's all my stuff. It's like what I mess around with all day, every day. I just want to thank you guys for watching and supporting the channel. There's right now, at the time of this video, I have 1,500 something subscribers. And this channel has always, like, my life was always just me and an iPhone, and now it's just me and an iPhone, but there's a second iPhone and it's recording. And it always felt like that. My channel just felt like me with a couple of iPhones. And now it's like 1,500 people that like support me, like want to see what I'm doing, like what kind of crazy stuff that I do. And that's just like so crazy for me to sit here and think about, like that people actually are interested in what I can do and what kind of content I can create with 28 Apple devices and some free time. So if you do watch this, I just want to thank you for subscribing to the channel, and you're always welcome to subscribe if you have not subscribed yet. I do a lot of drone edits, but I have this passion for iPhones and iDevices and just Apple product. It's just something that I'll always be interested in. So thank you guys for watching. Thanks for your support. It motivates me, and it just inspires me to try new stuff because people actually watch it and see it. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.